Welcome back to another video. Let's talk fashion. Hi everybody, I am Bluegrass Fairy, as you know, and I have been going through a lot of change recently. I have been going through spiritual change, physical change, emotional change. And this week specifically, I'm doing a diet, fast thing, whatever. Torture. But as we all know, what must be done must be done. Dieting is not for the weak, I'll say that. I am currently trying to cut out processed foods and sugar because they are ruining my life. All right, first of all, this new dress. Do you like? Thanks. I wanted to talk to you guys today about fashion because I have been doing a lot of researching and changing, and I think a couple months ago I made a video about it. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update on where I am, on what I like to wear, think I should wear, all those things, all the good juicy details. And also, if you are thinking about changing to more like modest but like super cute clothes, follow me because I'm about to give you all the secrets. I'm about to tell you everything, okay? So a while ago, if you hadn't seen my last video, I felt very convicted about the way I was dressing. I was dressing very much like masculine to try to solve the question of modesty, which is a big, huge question I've been trying to figure out my whole entire life. And I feel like I have been going crazy trying to like do the right thing. And I'm also like idolizing, I think, makeup and beauty and what is beautiful and how can I be the prettiest person ever. And if I look slightly ugly, people will hate me. Like I struggle with that a ton, which I think a lot of girls can relate to. So that's why I'm here to tell you that it's gonna be okay. I got you. Let me hold your hand. Okay, here we go. First, I want to talk fashion. So I used to dress this very like, what do you call it? Like, I guess grunge, dark, emo, whatever. I had really short hair that was dyed. I wore really, really, really crazy eyeliner every day. And I was just like, is this really me? You know, like I'm trying to find myself and I think this is pretty. Why do I think this is pretty, you know? And I realized a big part of why I thought it was pretty was because the community that I was surrounding myself with was artists, the online community, okay? No one in person like around me was dressing like this. I got really into K-pop. I was following all the artsy-fartsy trends of what you wear and what you do with your hair and what hats you wear and whatever. And then I started realizing that that side of fashion is being heavily influenced by the woke liberal feminist side, which I do not identify with any of those ideologies or anything like that. I am a proud Christian, conservative young woman, and I want to look like a child of God, like a daughter of the King, and I want people to see that I'm a daughter of the King just by looking at me, you know? So here we are. I'm trying to figure that out. What I felt convicted by the Lord is to dress more feminine. He said to me that you don't have to dress like a man to be modest. You know, what? That's crazy. Okay, God, how do I dress then? How do I be modest? And he goes like, wear a skirt. I was like, what? Who would have thought? I grew up loving to wear skirts and dresses and all these things. I didn't become fashion conscious until I was like 13 years old. I was at the dentist one time and I was wearing all my favorite things, like a purple and brown layered shirt and turquoise and orange shoes and really baggy jeans with holes in it and these yellow fingerless gloves my sister crocheted for me, and I was like feeling great. And then the dentist, wow, that's a choice. Anyway, I started to think, well, maybe I shouldn't be dressing this way. And that didn't really kick in until like puberty hit and middle school started, and I was like, you know, I think people are really concerned about this like fashion and beauty thing. Kind of going off topic, I don't think beauty awareness should be awakened in young girls. It is being awakened far, far too young, and I can do a separate video on that. But I'm here to tell you that if you are a older woman, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, this is, you know, you're trying to figure out your fashion. If you're a kid, be a kid. Don't wear makeup. Don't go crazy. Just be a kid, okay? I saw like a 12-year-old with Ugg boots and fake nails the other day, and it just made me feel really sad for some reason. I'm like, just have a childhood. Like, okay, I get wanting to be trendy, but actually I don't get it. What's up with being trendy? I don't understand. So anyway, I want to describe to you my style now. I feel like it comes across as like grandma, boho, hippie. And sometimes I wear like tea dresses. And like today I'm wearing this cute sundress even though it's like 40 degrees outside. I have a sweater to go with it. But anyway, I can talk to you all day about summer, winter, fall, spring wardrobe. If you'd like me to do a separate video on that, feel free to comment and I will definitely make a video on that. I love talking about seasonal fashion. But right now I want to talk to you about what I'm currently wearing. So I've switched to, I'm trying to think like what's cute, what's skirts but doesn't look crazy religious, what is skirts but not being too short. You know, if you go too short, you're not modest anymore. If you go too long in a weird way, you look kind of like religious. And I'm not trying to look religious. I'm not trying to look this. So I am like, okay, I want to wear long skirts and be cute. Who wears long skirts and be cute? Okay. First of all, grandmas are where it's at. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I saw this grandma with this like t-shirt dress with this cute little like waistband and it was like green with little pink flowers on it. And I was like, that's so cute. And I was like, I just like a grandma. Oh my gosh. But when you wear grandma clothes as a young lady, often you don't look like a grandma, especially if you're following the fashionable grandmas with those like adorable like dresses and stuff. I also really love like the boho look of like very like natural, like messy hair and lots of jewelry and like earthy tones. I also figured out I look way better in earthy tones than like black makes me look really pale and like in a bad way, like death. And I think blue looks good with my hair, but I found out like green, burnt orange, brown, like dark greens, I think I said that, look really good on me. And so I'm just kind of sticking to like an earthy palette with some like rich like oranges and stuff, kind of like this yarn behind me. Ooh. Like where I was trying to like go here, that stuff doesn't really look good on me, but this looks good on me. So I also like to dress seasonally, like with my colors and stuff. So fall and winter, I wear like dark colors, and then I like wearing like floral dresses in the spring and the summer. Now, I think it's really funny, but I have been like every time I hear a hippie speak or I see like a hippie person, I feel like I identify with that. Oh, like peace and love, heck yeah, but like as a Christian. So I like to say I'm like a hippie for Jesus. Like, oh, I just believe so much in the truth and so much in loving everybody and telling them the truth, like promoting the truth and love and in gracious, merciful ways. And I also love nature and love to be out in nature and love to eat natural things. I love natural skincare. And if you want a skincare routine, I will post it because it is the only thing that works for me because harsh chemicals do nothing for me. They're awful. There's some things that hippies like talk about that I don't believe in, like crystals, doing things for your spirits. I like essential oils, but just for the scent, not for, I don't know if they do something spiritual with that. Incense is like spiritual. Those like burnt cluster of whatever. I don't do any of that. I don't practice things like a hippie would, but I like to think that I'm a hippie for Jesus because I just love to love on people and I love their love for nature and all that things, but in a Christian way, which might sound really funny. But anyway, here's a picture of something I wore last week and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like such a hippie in this, but I love it at the same time. Also, you might see a lot of hippies wearing like just like sports tops with their midriff and their back showing. That might not, that's not very modest in my opinion. So I am also going to be posting like modest hippie outfits, I guess you could say. And if you guys want me to share with you like, oh, these are the hairstyles that I'm trying as like, they're kind of like cute hippie hairstyles, I'll probably share those. Okay, now let's talk about makeup. So I used to totally think that if I went out with makeup, I was like an ugly blob of nothing and people hated me and I was ugly. That is so not true. And I had to fight that lie. I had to fight it so hard because it's just not true. You're not pretty if you're not wearing makeup. Not. Okay? You're not. So don't believe the lies of the enemy. Don't believe the lies of your friends that are being stupid and telling you that you look ugly without makeup, okay? I think makeup is there to enhance our natural beauty, our natural features, and to make us like pop a little bit. And I do think that it makes you more striking, but I don't think that you are ugly without it. Like, I enjoy doing makeup and I enjoy wearing makeup, but in the past it was like I was obsessed with it and I couldn't leave the house without it, and that is a dependency and an obsession and an addiction, and that's wrong. I don't think that that is biblical. I don't think that's right. So the kind of makeup that I'm going to try to do is like less like bold in your face eyeliner. I like doing like a darkish eye. Like today I have kind of like very simple makeup on. I put on some like cover up, and I did like a little dark shadow here, highlighter, mascara, a little bit of blush. That's it. I think that's a good natural, like everyday makeup. If I wanted to go out, I also believe in looking presentable, and I think wearing a little bit of makeup like makes you look like more put together and more presentable. But again, you don't have to depend on it for your beauty. Like, you are beautiful no matter what, okay? And beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is why trends and beauty standards are absolutely stupid. Don't believe them. They're stupid, okay? You can be beautiful without it. You are beautiful without it, okay? And wear what kind of makeup you want to wear. If you want to wear bold makeup because you enjoy it, that's fine. I'm not condemning that. I just think that that's not part of who I am, and so I'm not going to be doing that. But yeah, that's where I am spiritually and emotionally when it comes to makeup and fashion, and I can't wait to share more of this with you guys. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me try that one more time. Ow, my feet keep. Okay, 3, 2, 1.